This is the base model iPhone 17, and honestly, it might just be the phone to get this year. In this video, we're gonna talk about why. So, as I mentioned, this is the base model iPhone 17. In terms of the 17 lineup this year, this is the cheapest model iPhone you can get, but that's saying a lot at the same time, because this is way more capable than you might think. Let's talk about why this matters. I think over the past year or two, we've seen Apple really beef up their baseline product line, meaning we're seeing incredible power and capability from the MacBook Air, from the Mac Mini, from the iPhone 16e, and now this phone. For the longest time, in order to pay for more of flagship-y kind of stuff, you had to pay for the iPhone Pro. You had to pay for the MacBook Pro. And I'm starting to see a theme here. Now, compared to something like the iPhone 17 Pro, there are compromises here, but is it worth it? We're gonna answer that now. As always, let's talk about the form first. So, as you've come to expect from Apple, a very minimal design here. I actually picked up this lavender color for my wife. This is gonna be my wife's phone, and she's coming from the 16 Pro in that sort of desert titanium gold-ish looking color. I actually really love the colors this year. A lot of people get mad with the colors of phones when Apple chooses to go lighter. Now, I have seen them go really light. If you look at the iPhone Air this year in blue or the yellowish color, goldish color, it really is, at least on camera. I didn't have the blue or the gold one, but you can't really tell that it's not just white. And I think it just kind of lighting. In some lighting, it looks more yellow, some lighting looks more blue. Anyway, I don't mind this subtle. I wouldn't want these phones to be here, just as an example, this color blue. That's just too dark for me, and it doesn't really feel premium. I feel like it loses that premium aspect to it, whereas this looks so nice. Now, I know it's a very subtle sort of lavender color here, but I love that you have the frosted very, very light purple, and then the Apple logo is a little bit darker, and then I do love that the non-frosted glass up here on the cameras is a little bit darker as well. I think that looks nice. I love the rails here. I think they add to just a nice finish. I just think this phone looks incredible. I think the minimal bezels look fantastic. This phone is awesome, and I think the design is fantastic. I think, in my opinion, of the Apple phones out sort of in this day and age, the iPhone 16 is a fantastic looking phone. I think that the iPhone Air is probably my my number one in terms of design of an iPhone right now, then the iPhone 16e, and then this base model, which again, there's not much different here from the iPhone 16 base model, but that's when you sort of get to the inside of this thing and what it's capable of doing. So let's move into the function of this device. So as I mentioned, you get the same excellent chip performance. It's not the Pro this year, the A19 Pro that's in the Air and the Pro model phone, but it's still snappy. My wife's phone wasn't slow with the 16 model. I know a lot of people still using 13s, 14s, 15s who are happy with the chip in them. So you at least get a better chip this year, just not the Pro model. On this, you do get two cameras, right? You have the regular wide angle camera and then the ultra wide angle, which is nice. Battery life is fantastic here. Again, comparing it to the other two, obviously the Pro has an insane battery life. The Air has a good battery life. This has a pretty good battery life. I think this is actually better than the Air in terms of battery life throughout the day. So again, that was a question I had with my wife too, was this phone will last her. So let's get the base model there for the battery as well. All the phones get 120 hertz refresh rate this year, which I think is fantastic. Again, Apple taking these Pro level features and bringing them even to the base model, really cool. All the phones start at 256 gigabytes of storage, I think. We use iCloud, but I don't know, it's still nice to have that when you start stacking up apps and things like that on your phone. Right, so who is this for? I think anyone who's up for a new phone, who wants to buy a new phone, wants sort of the latest from Apple, doesn't care a ton about design, doesn't care a ton about Pro power, which I'll be doing a review of the Pro iPhone 17 Pro as well, so make sure to subscribe for that. I have a lot of thoughts about the Pro this year. This is just kind of really an easy yes. The compromises here are almost non-existent. I think the Pro has distanced itself really far from the base model this year in good ways and bad, depending on use case. And I just think it's made this phone way more obvious this year. If you have more jingle in your pocket, you want to try out a thinner, experience of an iPhone. The Air is personally my pick and what I'm gonna be daily driving. But again, for my mom, my sister, my wife, my friend, like anyone who's like, hey, are the new iPhones any good this year? And they just don't really care or know, I'll be like, yeah, in fact, the base model is fantastic. That's the one you should get. Like, it's an easy answer for me. So yeah, I feel like it's less of the base models having to compromise this year and more of this has become flagship and Pro is becoming its own sort of category. You don't feel like you're missing out on Pro stuff as much because it's almost just like a different category of user, which again, I'll talk about more in the full Pro review. So I just feel like this is a fantastic phone. Beautiful design, snappiness, great photos. I think something my wife's gonna love too is the new FaceTime camera on the front here. It's got that, if you're unaware, it's a square sensor which allows you to hold your phone this way to take selfies vertically and horizontally. There's a little toggle you can switch there to change between the two, and it's smart as well. If your friend pops into your picture, it will kind of go wider to capture them in the photo. Really cool stuff, very Apple. I love it. It's across the whole, iPhone lineup this year, but again, it's something where like they could have just not included in this, model because it's the base model and you have to pay a little bit more to get a feature like that, but it's all here and it's fantastic. Great phone. I would recommend it honestly to anyone. Let me know your thoughts. Hopefully this video has helped a little bit if you're like on the fence or considering, or maybe you're not super techie and you're just like, is this good enough for me? Absolutely. I think it's more than good enough for you. I am curious to hear, are you picking up the base model, the Air, or the Pro this year? Let me know in the comments down below. On this channel, if you're new here, we talk about tech that marries form and function. We like tech that improves our lives and looks good while doing so. We will never review a product on this channel that we don't think is worth your time or interesting or entertaining. So if that sounds cool to you, please subscribe, like this video for more, watch this video next. I think you're gonna love it, and we'll see you all in the next one.